Welcome to She's Got GAWL. I'm your host today, Lanita Mitchell-Blackwell, president of the West Georgia chapter of the Georgia Association for Women Lawyers, or GAWL. And today is not a full episode. It is actually a 5-minute bite. We thought it would be good to have a little something to take you on to our next episode, which should be coming out next week. And today, I'd like to talk to you about the importance of feedback. Now, I know, when you hear that word, you cringe. I gotta be honest with you, so do I, because whenever we hear feedback or constructive criticism, it always comes with this, right? This stab. So they tell you your dress is beautiful, but maybe it's a little too short. The color isn't right for you. Maybe you should have gone with another size, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what if I told you that there are times when feedback is imperative for not just the other person's growth, but your own? So I had a situation not too long ago where I was working with someone who I would work with before, but now was giving them more responsibility based on some things that they had done with other firms. And after they were done, I reviewed the work, and many of the critical pages were not done correctly. And when I use the word critical, I'm not talking about something that should have been done perfectly. And if it wasn't done perfectly, then everything falls apart. I'm not nitpicky like that. I'm talking about that was not done right, and we couldn't turn it in like that, and it had to be redone. We had to sit down with the client again and get that fixed. And I asked the person, I said, have you always done this way? And the person responded, yes. And it hit me immediately what had happened. See, this person is one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. I'm talking about dependable, great attitude. When you're late, they aren't. And even when they're running late, want to give you a discount on the work. I mean, just amazing, positive attitude, great vibes, feel good around them, right? And what had happened was when this person was doing the wrong thing, instead of just directly coming and saying, hey, this is not done like this. We do it in this way because this is acceptable to the people who pay us. They, the first time, were just hoping that they had just made a mistake and would make these little comments, making a suggestion like, have you thought about doing it this way? Well, there are some people in the world, you can't talk to them like that. You have to say directly, hey, you can't do it this way. You can't do it this way because it's against regulations. And since it's not right, we can't turn it in. And we have to go back to the client and get this done correctly. A lot of times it makes us feel all bad. Now, it's interesting because the converse is a trip, right? Whenever there's someone who makes us angry, who we don't like, who for whatever reason just sets us off inside, right? We can't wait to deliver feedback and criticism to them. You know you didn't do this right? You know we have to get this redone. You know you have to be the one to fix it. There's a happy medium there. There is a place where you can say what needs to be said and say it nicely. After much deliberation before coming to the person and saying something, because I had to, because the work that was done, we couldn't turn it in like that. What I said was, you know, you mentioned something to me not long ago, that some of your clients weren't using you as much as they used to. And I think I know why. See, right there, the person is going to say, oh my goodness, what do you have to say? They're leaning in, because even if they don't like what's coming up next, this directly impacts not just their relationship with you, but their relationship with others. And so they want to hear what's coming next. And so I said, you're not doing this the way that we need to do it in order to turn it in so that we can get paid. So this is how we do it. And I've done the research to make sure that this is the right way. So right now, I'm not coming personal. I'm talking about what is acceptable to the person who is going to put money in our pockets. And I've said this is not just based on my opinion. This is something that I've researched to make sure that this is the right way to do it, because you could be right and I could be wrong. Life is an ongoing and ever expanding classroom. We're all learning and we're in this together. One day we're going to sit around and we're going to talk and laugh. But right now is not that moment. Right now is time to have a full body discussion. So I then went on to say, but I know why they didn't say anything to you before, because you're so nice. You know, sometimes, not recently, but back in the day, I used to have people who would be terrified to give me bad news because my face would just fall. It would literally look like I was about to cry, even though I wasn't. And so over the years, I have learned to convey it's okay. You can say what you want to say, because either I'm going to accept it and I am going to see what can be done to incorporate it into the way that I do things, or I'm not. But either way, I'm not going to bite your head off. I'm not going to stop being friends with you. Things are going to be okay. Now, some people, they're not going to accept it well. Some people are going to go and have some things to say to you, right? But that does not negate your obligation to saying what needs to be said, particularly when it impacts you, your business, your career, the way that you move through life. I just wanted to drop that little nugget with you today, because as we go forward in the world and we are all working for better, whether it's better relationships, it's better career opportunities, more clients, whatever it is, there are always going to be people in our lives who are going to do things, and we are going to have an opportunity to help them or not. That will be up to you to decide. It will be up to you to determine if the situation actually lends itself to the person hearing it and receiving it. But I really hope that you do take the time to determine whether you have what it takes. So that's the information, the inclination, the disposition, and the facts to give them the positive feedback, real positive feedback that they can accept. Hope that you tune in to our next episode coming up in 2 weeks. She's Got GAWL. If you would like to be a guest on our podcast, come on, just send us an email to West Georgia has GAWL at gmail.com. So that's West, G-A, has GAWL, G-A-W-L at gmail.com. Looking forward to having you. Follow us on our website, westgeorgiahasgawl.com. Have a great week.